Hi guys and welcome back. So for today's video, I'm actually going to be doing another cystic fibrosis video. It has been a long time since I've done a CF video and I kind of feel a little guilty because I have cystic fibrosis and I really should be educating more, and I feel like I did all my CF videos years ago, just threw them all at ya within maybe the first year I was on YouTube, and then really kind of backed off. I'm really excited about filming this video because I'm going to be talking about what is kind of being called the new life-saving drug for those who have cystic fibrosis. And I will say from the get-go, it has done some amazing things for me in my life. So if you would like to know more about what I am talking about, then keep on watching. Oh, I forgot to mention, I just threw on a robe today because it is stormy outside, so I put on a full face of makeup and figured I would sit down and film this video. So if you're wondering why I'm in a robe, that is why. I'm not doing anything today. So yeah, I'm definitely in a robe. The things I'm going to be talking about in this video is my personal journey with this new drug, what's happened to me. I'm not quite sure how it is affecting or working on anybody else. I haven't really dug into that or really went out of my way to ask other CFers how they're feeling, if they got it, if they are having trouble getting it, because in all honesty, I have very few CF friends online, but this is just my personal journey when it comes to the drug and what it has done for me. The drug I'm going to be talking about today is called Trikafta. I've actually been in the study now for 2 years, and I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I have been calling this drug for 2 years Vertex. That's what we refer to it as, just Vertex. Trikafta, I think, came out about 6 months ago, and the new name really threw me off. So anytime I say Vertex in this video, it is really Trikafta, and it's so weird for me to say that because anytime I talked about this drug to my husband, to my friends, to my family, to the team I've been working with in my local city, we always called it Vertex. So I'm just going to keep calling it that because that is what my immediate circle has been calling it the past 2 years. So I'm just letting you know I'm not on the name Trikafta. I just cannot get used to saying that. So I call it Vertex. All right, here we go. Here is the drug. Now these are, they come in weekly little, what do you call these? What would you call this? Like a kit? So actually 7 of the pills come in one of these, and I take 2 of the yellow in the morning and then 1 of the blue at night. Let me get a pack that has the actual pills in it. All right, so here it is, and you'll see that there are 2 of them per day. Little sunshine to tell you should take it during the day or in the morning. And then let me find one with all these. All right, and then here is the 7 doses for evening time. And every time we take these, we should be taking them with a meal, more of a high fat, high calorie meal, so that we absorb it better. And again, these are still my study packets because I'm technically still in the study. So I'm going to kind of back my story up a little bit. 2 years ago, around 2 years ago, I was told that I'm a great candidate to get on Vertex. And I was like, awesome, you know, let's get this going. We didn't know a lot about it, or okay, I didn't know a lot about it at the time, but I heard through the research that it was doing amazing things for lung function. So I was like, yeah, why not? Throughout my whole life, for as far as I can remember, I've always done studies. No matter what the study was, I wanted to be a guinea pig. I wanted to try things out. And I can honestly sit here and say a majority of the things that I have tried or been a part of did not work. And I remember one study I was in, it was very promising. We thought things were on the up and up and things were going great, and then come to find out it was giving really bad liver damage. So that didn't work, which was pretty disappointing because I thought that was going to be the new thing. Like, this is probably like 20 years ago. So again, I've always been a guinea pig and tried things out. It never bothered me. I always had fun with it. So I was all for starting Vertex at the time. I began Vertex spring of 2018, and I was on a 6-week trial. And at that time, it was 1 pill in the morning, 1 pill in the evening. And I noticed my lung function, I would say within 10 days, jumped up like 10%. And mind you, when I was at my best, like probably 2-3 weeks after being inpatient or home care, because I do a lot of home care. Well, I did do a lot of home care. My lung function or pulmonary function test would be at its highest on a great, during a great time would be probably mid-50s, and that would be like my best of the best when I felt my best. Probably maybe low 60s as well. Between mid-50s, low 60s, and I would be at my best. The thing about me is that I was always a roller coaster. So my lung function, I would feel great, and then I would drop, and then I would get home care or be inpatient every 3 months like clockwork. I would skyrocket and then go back down. I mean, it was just a horrible, horrible roller coaster. So it was always really frustrating because I always knew timing-wise, every 3 months, it was just time. And it gets frustrating, you get angry. It just is such a bummer because you just wish you could extend it and feel great for a long period of time. But no matter what I did, I could never really get past the 3-month mark of just feeling like total and complete crap. So back to spring of 2018, did the 6 weeks, noticed a huge improvement. But at that time, the 6 weeks was done. Technically, I would have got the placebo or I would have got Vertex. I knew I got Vertex. Of course, they couldn't tell me that. Really, the lady, the study person that I've been working with, she didn't know either. To everybody, I was just technically a number. The 6 weeks went by, felt great, felt the best I've felt in, I can't even remember how long. My PFTs went up to, I think it was like mid 70s. I think I blew like a 78, and I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing, you know? And then after that 6 weeks, I crashed. I mean, I just plummeted. I immediately not immediately, but within, I would say a week or two, went back on home care and was pretty bummed out because I knew phase 2 was coming. I just didn't know when it was coming. So luckily, June of 2018, they said, okay, this is going to be a 6-month trial period. And we have 2 pills in the morning and 1 pill at night. Again, I could get the placebo or I could get Vertex. Those 6 months from June until January of that year, I was in the same boat I had been in forever. The up and down, my PFT wasn't getting high. So obviously we knew I didn't get Vertex. I got the placebo, which was truly, truly a huge bummer. But I also knew that after this 6 months, I would be enrolled into 1 year of free drug. So I'm like, stick it out, stick it out. I'll be enrolled. I'll do a carryover starting January 9th. I would never forget that date. January 9th of 2019, I knew I would start my 1 year free drug with the real thing. So I had to just push through that 6 months. And really what I kept telling myself is nothing's really changed. I've been in this boat, just keep fighting through, and I will get back on what we were all calling a miracle drug. January 9th of 2019. So last January, I began the real thing, and I just kind of want to talk about what I noticed within the past little over a year of being on the real thing. I did say about almost 2 years of being on it because technically I kind of was in a way, I guess. Well, maybe not, considering 6 months of it. I knew I didn't get it, but that 6 weeks I did get it. But anyway, I've been in the study technically for the year and then was on the real thing this past year. So here are the things that I've noticed since being on the real thing for the past year. Weight gain. I gained 15 pounds since being on this. I have an appetite. Like, I already had a decent appetite. Appetite and eating has never been a problem for me. And the weight just came on, man. I mean, I'm holding on to it. I've never lost this weight. I'm not complaining, because if you don't know anything about cystic fibrosis, and one thing we have issues with is weight gain and being malnourished, can't digest food, so we don't get the nutrients out of our food. So gaining weight was a huge, huge plus. And my doctors have always told me that your weight and your lung function has everything to do with each other. So that's helping tremendously. And I just feel good. I look better. I look healthier with that extra 15 pounds on. I have more energy. That's the other thing. I think when you feel good, you look good, you want to do things, and I'm more energetic, and I'm more of a positive person. I think I've always been a positive person, but now I'm like, wow, I'm actually going to get a future and can kind of plan my life differently. It kind of does put you into a different mindset than what I had before. And I mean, how could I complain about that? You know, if I could have even more of a positive outlook on life than I already did, I'm all for it. I'll be honest with you, I don't know too many things, side effects or anything like that with Vertex. I do know that we can't have grapefruit. It has something to do with affecting this drug, which is so random. Actually, Seville oranges as well. Seville oranges and grapefruit is a no-no, which is just so random. In my opinion, I'm just like, so it's not all oranges, just this particular orange, and then grapefruit. But I can have all kinds of other fruits. And another thing, I'll just be honest, if you don't know anything about me, I am an open book on my channel, and I talk about any and everything because I don't give a damn. And with being on different inhaled antibiotics all the time, I get yeast infections, and when I am on tobramycin every other month, which I'll get into that because there's something pretty cool that I'm also doing since being on this as well. Anyway, I get yeast infections, and it's just a part of my life, and I have been told that I cannot take fluconazole or diflucan, anything like that, the pills that help get rid of yeast infections, because they affect Vertex too. So that was one thing that I was like, oh my goodness, that really sucks, because I need that extra help. But the one thing that a lot of doctors are doing now is giving cystic fibrosis patients who are on Vertex drug holidays. So my regimen is doing tobramycin every other month, and then the months I'm not on tobramycin, I'm doing Caystin or aztreonam, so inhaled. So now they're actually doing a drug holiday where I do not have to be on Toby, which helps with my downstairs undercarriage area. And it has been glorious. That is one thing, because I am feeling so good, kind of back off my treatments. I'm still doing my 4 breathing treatments a day. You still have to take care of yourself. You are going to feel better if you do start Vertex or you are on Vertex, but you can't just throw everything out the window. That's kind of not how this situation works. You still need to take care of yourself. You still need to do your treatments, take all your medications. But I think they're realizing now that maybe we don't need as much help as we once did to stay at baseline, because we're all feeling better and doing so well. So that is pretty cool. And they are going to keep tobramycin on the back burner for me if I get really sick and need to be treated, because that's the one thing with cystic fibrosis, is that we become resistant to a lot of our antibiotics just because we're on them all the time, and our body gets too smart and can fight off these antibiotics. That is the one cool thing about Vertex, is that maybe now we can get rid of becoming resistant if we're off these antibiotics for a long period of time, that we can start taking them again and they start working. So that is an amazing thing. Even though Vertex is out and about, CFers are getting it. I think it's been out about 6 months now. Me still being in the study, not that I was planning on having children. I kind of, that ship has sailed. I have endometriosis on top of having cystic fibrosis, so I've never wanted kids, I guess. That's a whole different video topic, whatever. But I am not to get pregnant while still being in the study, even though Vertex is FDA approved and it's out there. So that is one thing that I was told when I started Vertex, is that there wasn't enough research to know the harmful effects that could happen if you were to get pregnant on Vertex. So I'm not sure if they've done the appropriate research to know the side effects, if there's any side effects, if it's harmful to get pregnant. Because I was told if I just so happen to get pregnant, then I would have to stop Vertex. Obviously, I knew what happened when I went off of it the first time and I plummeted. I don't know if they still would take you off of it or now it's safe. So that is one thing that I'm still not sure of. Obviously, I would check with your doctors and know all that information. Don't go off of what I'm saying. Look into it and make your own decisions from there. If you think that you want to get pregnant or plan on getting pregnant, or if you think you're pregnant, definitely let your doctors know, because you just never know. You know what I mean? It's better to be safe than sorry. The one side effect I have heard of, I'm not quite sure if it is true or not, or if the studies have been shown, if there's enough research on it. I was told that insomnia was a side effect of Vertex. I kind of believe it because I slept a lot better for a long time than I do now. For instance, today I wake up at 2:30, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Laid there for an hour and finally got up at 3:30 and started my day. Right now it is 10:30 and I feel like I've been up 12 hours. This happens to me a lot. A lot. My husband thinks I'm a psychopath or I'm part vampire. I don't know. I mean, the pale skin might give it away. All jokes aside, I don't sleep well. I really don't. And I haven't always had this issue, but over the past year, to be a coincidence, I don't know. And I haven't looked into it too much, but that is one thing I have noticed. I can't say it's for certain. It's out there. There's research about it. It's facts. I don't know. But I would find it pretty crazy if it wasn't the case, since I am up so early almost every day. And I've tried so many things to help me sleep and I feel like nothing works. One thing I do want to say that happened to me about 6 months ago now. Wow, has it been 6 months? Oh my God, it's been almost 6 months. Wow. I had my first kidney stones. I've never had kidney stones. I've made videos about this. So if you want to check them out, I will put some of them right here, kind of just popping up here and there. But I've never had kidney stones, and my thoughts, this has not been tested at all whatsoever, and I ran it by my doctors, but they kind of go more off of research and facts and things like that, which I totally 100% get. My theory is that since Vertex is allowing my body to absorb the nutrients from food, that it caused my kidney stones. So if you don't know, having cystic fibrosis, we crave salt. We want salt. We need salt because we lose so much salt. And if you want to know more research about it, I will put some links down below if you don't know much about CF. But because I still stuck to that type of a diet and putting, you know, so much salt on my food when it has never affected me, I feel like it is due to Vertex. My stones were caused from too much protein and too much salt. And I will say that my diet was horrible. Freezer foods, I would obnoxiously salt food to a point where like normal people, and I say normal people who don't have cystic fibrosis, could not stand my food with the amount of salt that I put on my food. And I've done that all of my life, and it's never, ever, ever affected me. And I've never had a kidney stone. So I feel like due to my diet, I ate a lot of deli meat. I just had a really shit diet. I really did, and I will admit that. Processed foods, just pure junk. And that's just how I had always eaten, because I never gained weight, it never affected me. All my different tests and hospital blood work, whatever the case may be, everything always came back great, except my lungs, obviously. But I never had any issues with anything in my body. And then being on Vertex, I all of a sudden get these kidney stones. So again, my theory was that since my body is now more normal, and because I can absorb the nutrients from food and get more out of food now, that it gave me the kidney stones. You might think I'm bat crazy. You might think like you are off your rocker. Since that happened, I have made huge dietary changes in my life, hoping that that never happens again. But I don't think anybody could tell me any differently that because of what Vertex is now doing to my body, that it did cause the kidney stones. But one thing I also noticed is that I have not coughed up any blood. I don't have coughing spasms. I'm not short of breath. And those are things that would happen all of the time. I will cough every now and again, but what I cough up now is like water. It is so thin. It comes up like it's nothing. There's no me trying to get things up and out of my lungs anymore and really hacking and trying to get it up, because it just comes up on its own. I don't even have to try and get it up. I honestly can't even remember the last time I had a coughing spasm, and you having CF, or if you know somebody that has CF, you know exactly what I am talking about. I just feel like those days are gone, and I just think this drug is a miracle drug, a life-saving drug. I know it's not a cure, and I say life-saving just because I feel like I have more of an extended life now, I guess is a better way to put it. No, there's not a cure, and no, this isn't a cure, but damn it, it is. We're getting there. We're getting close. For this to have come out in my lifetime, I never thought I would see the day. And by the way, I'm 34 years old, and I never, ever thought I would have seen the day where a drug like this would come out and totally and completely change my life. I hope that everybody has the opportunity to get on this drug. I actually had a lifelong childhood friend who I just found out passed away 10 days ago. And sometimes I feel guilty. I can't believe I'm getting emotional. Oh my God. Sometimes I feel guilty for being on this and having the privilege to be on this drug, because I feel like she needed it more than me. And I'm always going to wonder, if she had the opportunity to be on this drug, would she still be here? I don't want to cry because of my lashes. I know I shouldn't feel guilty for being on this, but I know that there's probably some of you out there who maybe don't qualify, don't have the insurance to get this drug. Where you live has not approved this drug, and it is something I think about all of the time. What my mom has always taught me throughout my whole life is to always fight for your medication, fight for your antibiotics, fight the insurance, fight with the doctors, fight with everybody, because if my mom and my parents in general did not be my voice, I don't think I would be as healthy as I am today. I knew so many CFers back in the day that did not get their medications because they were told no again and again and again, and they finally gave up. Do not give up. Ask your doctors about this medication. See if you can get on it, and keep calling about it, keep asking about it, and keep fighting for it. I hope this video was somewhat educational for you. I don't know everything, and I'm not gonna act like I do. Again, I'm just giving you what has happened with me over the past couple of years. And this is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up and probably go to sleep since I got up so damn early this morning. Take my makeup off, relax, maybe take a bubble bath, do something. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it, and I will see you guys on my next one. Thanks for watching.
We are just shadows.